Hey everybody, welcome to episode 65, the Joys of Games podcast. We're recording this on a Thursday night, September 28th, 2017. I am one of your hosts, Josh Brown. I am joined by the man on the street, waiting in line for that sweet SNES Classic, Colin Wheeler. Hi, Colin.
Hey, what's going on?
What's the lines look like out there, buddy?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good as in, like, decent solid lines, or like pretty good as in no lines?
Well, I don't see any lines right now. But if I imagine
are you actually
real hard,
in a line? Are you the line?
I'm the line. Yes.
Okay.
You know that how Dredd is always like, "I am the law.
Mm-hmm.
I am the line."
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know where to go from here.
I don't know either.
This is a good episode, guys.
Yeah. This is our Nintendo episode, as promised. We're back on the rotation. This is our week of Nintendo. And to celebrate the launch of the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic, when it's all set out like that, it sounds really weird to have the Classic at the end, doesn't it?
Yeah,
they should have thought about that. The SNES Classic, the SNES Classic, if you will. It's being released tomorrow.
Yeah.
Much to fanfare and hoopla and positive reviews across the board coming in about it. Obviously, great collection of games. Colin, are you getting it?
I am. Yep, it is being shipped to my home. I should have it tomorrow. I'm very excited about playing it because I never had a Super Nintendo growing up, and I only briefly played it at cousins and friends' house. So it'll be nice to kind of take a deep dive in the games that I especially didn't play for very long with its original controller. So
right. I thought I was getting it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Up until a couple hours ago. Yeah, Walmart sent me a nice email saying, "Hey, remember that thing that you bought? Well, we don't have any in stock. We might later, so we're not canceling your order until October 11th. But if you want to cancel now, we totally understand because we can't guarantee anything." Basically, they said if they don't have enough stock to ship by October 11th, they'll just cancel the order and wipe their hands clean of it. This will be the second cancellation from Walmart for this Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic. The first one, of course, I ordered during that glitch night when it shouldn't have happened, and they canceled it on me. And then the second time, the second round, the legit round, when they went up for pre-order via Walmart. I thought I was in like Flynn, Colin. I thought it was good. But no. Apparently not.
That's the hard thing about collecting is if it's not in your hand, it's not real. It's a sad day. It's like Amiibo, man. It's the same thing. Pre-order Amiibo and they get canceled.
Yeah.
Circa 2015.
Those sucked.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to try to find one tomorrow. If I'm lucky, I'll find one in a store. Good stock numbers from different stores, but I'm still worried because I still feel like there's going to be those people running around that still will consider them more valuable than retail price and try to flip them online for a higher profit. And I'm a little worried about that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know. I have a pretty busy work day tomorrow, which sucks. So I won't be able to go and line up anywhere before any stores open. So it's going to be a crapshoot, my man.
I will say that I think, if you don't get it on launch day, I think you'll definitely be able to find one this holiday season. I mean, it took a while to get the NES Classic, but you and I together, we finally got you one. So.
I was for sure thinking I was never going to get my hands on one of those, and it popped open, so maybe luck will be on my side a second time.
For sure.
Are you excited about it, though? You are.
I am really excited, yeah. Like I said, especially the games that I didn't put... Like, I bought all these games on Wii and Wii U, or I shouldn't say all of them, but I bought, the bigger ones, but I never really put much time into them. But with this system, I really wanted to spend more time with it, especially with the original controller. It's a different kind of feeling than playing with like a weird, awkward Wii U controller trying to play a Super Nintendo game.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I'm excited though. A lot of cool games on that thing. I figured tonight we could run down the list of games that are included in it. We could talk about the ones that we've played, which ones we're excited to play for the first time, which ones we have no interest in ever touching, but it's like, cool, I'm glad that it's on there, but not for me. Yeah, and then afterwards, there's another Nintendo game I want to talk about for a little bit, so.
Okay.
First on the list, Colin. Super Mario World.
Yeah, apparently Mario's abusive to Yoshi. That was found out just recently. I saw that
today. I'm like, what in the world is going on in Nintendo these days? First, Mario's not a plumber. Now he just abuses animals. Like, he's gone down a dark path. This Odyssey might be like rehab or something, you know?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe that's what that is. Is like he has to be on a beach to like get in his yoga mode to get all of his anger and aggression out, so he just runs around the beach with dogs and stuff. Hopefully he doesn't punch the dogs like he does Yoshi.
Dogs bite back. I think Yoshi's too passive to ever turn on his owner. Is so Mario sad. Own him? Like,
I mean, I don't know. So here's the thing. There's a million Yoshis, and he just throws them out like garbage. Like, he's just like, I'm done with you. You're going off the cliff.
But they don't do anything, like, independently. Like, they just wait for Mario to come and jump on their back.
Yeah, I think a Yoshi is the equivalent to a minion, but way more adorable and lovable than a minion, but like still expendable like a minion. I've been recently watching this video series on Giant Bomb called Steal My Sunshine, and they're basically replaying through Super Mario Sunshine.
How is it? Okay, I was interested in that, but I never have time to watch any of their content, so I feel left out on that kind of... What is, like, the premise of what they're actually doing? I know they're going back and replaying Sunshine, but I don't understand the stealing the Sunshine part.
Yeah, so the goal of the game is to get all the shines except for the blue coin shines, and amidst them actually getting shines, they can place bets on each other, whether they'll get a shine, or they can be like, I bet, like, Vinny will bet Dan, if you can get the shine in 2 minutes, I'll bet you one of their quote-unquote shines. And their shines are actually gumballs that they have in a gumball machine. So they have to put in their own money, and then if they get the shine, they get the gumball out of it. If they don't, the quarter stays in there to the next person. And if the next person gets that shine, then they turn the other person's quarter over and gets the shine, which is the gumball, basically.
Right.
And they have random gumballs in there that do different things. Like, they'll have like a red gumball that'll make you like trade your cup of gumballs with someone else, or like a blue one where you have to like give all your gumballs away to someone else.
Okay.
But I mean, the betting is fun and stuff, but the game is just so painful to watch. That game is so broken. It's so broken.
How
like
so?
I was itching to play that game until I started watching them play again. I was like, holy crap, this game is awful. It's so awful. The camera angles are so bad, and there was a time when Dan was jumping on a platform and he did a butt stomp, and he literally went through the entire platform. That's supposed to be solid. Oh man.
Okay, one minor glitch, Colin.
Yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. In Super Mario Sunshine, basically, when Mario takes over Yoshi's just like puking everywhere, and that's just what it's a normal thing. He doesn't react or anything. He's just like, yeah, this puking animal I'm controlling, and then just throw it off a cliff to get to the top of a ledge.
Yeah. It's
a bad relationship. One-sided. What I'm saying is Luigi's the best, and Mario is the worst.
Well, Luigi might be related to Waluigi, which
Stop. Don't want to hear it.
Colin.
I've seen enough Waluigi in my feed. I've seen Waluigi modded into Breath of the Wild, and it burned my retina.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't do it.
That's why I can't respect Luigi.
I can't do it. It's not Luigi's fault.
But he's always going to be associated with that monstrosity.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
He's a wonderful man. He gets scared sometimes. He does get frowny sometimes. But you know what? He's a wonderful man with wonderful fleet feet.
That's true. Super Mario World. Have you played this game?
I have played this game.
Okay.
My favorite part of this game, and the thing that blew my mind, is the cape. Because I played my NES to death at home, and then I go to my cousin's house, and I would only visit my cousin maybe once or twice a year, and I'd always play Super Mario World. And that first level where you get the cape, I was just like, "Oh, he's a superhero! This is so cool."
My memories with the cape always included how frustrating it is to try to control when you're swooping down with the cape.
Oh yeah,
I always just felt like you should have been able to maneuver that a little bit better.
Yeah, I felt the same way with like Kirby and the umbrella. Like the same kind of feeling of it going down and not really having any kind of control.
Yeah. Great game though, Super Mario World. Played it a million times. Will I play it again? Probably get to like World 2 or 3, then say, you know what? It's still Super Mario World. This is a great game. And I'll take a pause here, then probably won't come back to it.
Yep, that'll probably be what I do too.
Super Mario Kart.
Yep, I'm not playing this one at all.
Really?
Yeah, I played it before, and I played it before at Retro Game Expo. Recently, it's no, thank you. No, thank you.
What don't you like about it?
I find the environment so incredibly boring looking.
Yeah.
That it's just not even like I'd just rather play Mario Kart 8 again or Mario Kart 64 for that matter.
Sure. I guess when you like do compare it to like what it is now, like it's very bleak. But man, as a kid, I remember playing this all the time, and it was the most amazing. Like Rainbow Road was just like, oh, this is so cool. Yes, going back to it now, probably going to be rough. But it's kicking on that nostalgia factor a little bit.
Yeah, and the people of nostalgia I think will really like it. And I totally respect it for what it did, especially because it took Mario out of like the platforming scene and all of his, basically all the people in the universe that surrounds him, you could quote unquote play as and race as. That's such a cool idea. Not to mention that it's a racer with items and all sorts of goofy things that you can do. So respect it, but I don't want to play it.
We even just try it once. No, it's okay. You can say no, Colin.
Maybe eventually, but
say no.
Depends how many drinks I've had.
At that point, just pull out your Switch and play Mario 8.
Yeah.
Zelda Link to the Past.
I have a confession to make.
Now's the time.
And I think I've made this confession before, but I'm just going to do it again. I've never beaten this game.
How far have you got?
I've gotten to the first... I don't know what they're called in this game. Temple or whatever it's called. And that's as far as I've ever gotten.
The first one?
The first one.
Like where you get the first medallion?
Yep.
So you've never even gone to the Dark World?
Nope. Didn't even know there was a Dark World.
Did I just spoil something for you?
I guess so. Well, no, because I played A Link to the Past. It's the same thing.
That's what we're talking about.
Or Link Between Worlds, sorry.
Like, what are you talking about right now?
Link Between Worlds, sorry. That's what I meant. I'm reading A Link to the Past, so that's why I'm like, oh.
You just said you hadn't played it.
Yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat it. This is the time, especially because it's like a core entry in the series. Like there's some Game Boy ones that I haven't played as well, which I do want to get to eventually. Like if they ever make those for Switch, I'll play those on Switch, but I just never...
Spirit Tracks.
I played Spirit Tracks. I played Phantom Hourglass, but I didn't play Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
And I briefly played the Seasons games. I did play Minish Cap, though. I had a Game Boy Advance. But yeah, Link to the Past, I don't have the nostalgia for it.
Sure.
But I love Zelda so much.
Yeah.
And especially because I love A Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to give this a really fair shot this time around.
Yeah. Because it's sprite-based and because just the art style that they went with, like, it still holds up so well. I go back and play it every so often because at this point now it's my second favorite Zelda game. For a long time it was my first favorite Zelda game. Then Breath of the Wild came out and the rest is history. But Link to the Past, man, it's such a fun game. I always enjoy playing it. Yeah, it's special, man. It's special. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I went to the Zelda Symphony this past weekend.
Yeah, what was that?
It was great. This is the second time I've gone. They actually added some Breath of the Wild stuff this time around, which is pretty cool.
Cool.
But they played music from A Link to the Past, and I was just like, oh man, this music is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I can't wait to play this game.
Yep. I'm excited. We'll have to check in on you with that. So, F-Zero.
I will play it just because I'm curious. I've never played it before.
Oh, you've never played it?
Yeah, I've never played the Super Nintendo. I think the only F-Zero game I played was for 64, and I've also played an arcade version of F-Zero.
Interesting. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's really cool. There's this arcade downtown called Quarter World, and you actually get inside an F-Zero like pod.
Oh.
And it like moves around and stuff. It's really neat.
Huh. Cool. Yeah, F-Zero, it's a fast game, man. It gets your adrenaline pumping instantly.
I was reading an interview that someone did with one of the developers of the game, and they said they wanted to make a racing game, but they said the limitations of the Super Nintendo made it so they couldn't animate the tires correctly. So they ended up removing the tires and making it completely futuristic because they couldn't animate the tires correctly.
That's why they're hovercrafts?
Yeah, that's why they're hovercrafts.
Huh.
Isn't that funny?
That is cool.
What a weird, like one hitch in technology, you completely change the entire premise of the game that you're designing.
Yeah. Probably for the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally unique.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what you think of that game. Because at the time, it was something special. Like, everybody's always clamoring for, like, a new F-Zero. I just don't think it would work nowadays. It's just not relevant, I guess, anymore. You know, back then, it was like, that is the future. Now it's like, no, we're in the future, and we're not even close to that, so that's stupid. Get out of here. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like they could totally do it, especially with, like, the resurgence of... what is it called? Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Like Blade Runner's coming out, then, you know, CD Projekt Red's coming out with that Cyberpunk game. There's a bunch of Cyberpunk indie games. I feel like if they made it not like a Mario Kart where it's like a $60 title, but if they did like a $30 title and just kind of make it not bare bones, but like less feature heavy and more just about gameplay, like I think it would do really well.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's Twitch based, you know, like you have to know where the turns are and where the speed up boosts are, and it gets tricky. It's challenging, but it's fun. I just, once you play it, let me know if you think that it's a franchise that you think could be rejuvenated or should be rejuvenated, I should say. Just because it can doesn't mean it should, Colin.
True.
We've seen this with a Nintendo franchise in the last couple of years.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Why you can't make me sad?
Colin,
This is joys of games.
Super Metroid! Yeah! Excited! Boo! Party favors! Psh, confetti! Da-da-da! Super Metroid! Yeah! What? Don't say what you're about to say.
I haven't played it.
Ever?
I haven't played it for more than like 5 minutes. I get to the opening sequence where everything's blowing up and I lose everything, and then I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
Oh, Colin.
The only Metroid game that I've played...
The best.
Never played that one. The only Metroid I played for an extended period of time was Metroid Prime. on GameCube. And I did play quite a bit of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption as well.
Federation Force.
No.
You ever play Echoes?
No,
Metroid Prime 2?
What? No, I didn't.
GameCube?
Yeah. I remember the cover because it has like the black Samus, but no.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So you've never played any of the non-Prime Metroid games?
I mean, like I said, played a little bit at the very beginning of Super Metroid, but beyond that, no. I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
Is it the backtracking?
I don't think so, because I've played, Metroidvania style games before, and I've had no problems with it.
Huh?
But I don't know. This is another one like Link to the Past that I just really want to sit down and play because everything I hear, it's amazing. The best Metroid game still holds up, and I believe it. Like the art style and the music is awesome.
Yeah.
I just, for some reason, I never got invested in it.
Well, you're going to have the option to now.
Now is the time.
Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
I think this is the game that I played the most on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, everybody had this. If you had Super Nintendo, you had Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, for sure. Who was your fighter of choice?
Blanca.
Yeah. I was E Honda.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be Ryu. I'm always like, Ryu's the cool guy. I want to be him. He shoots the blue fireball. But I'm like, E Honda, man, you can just spam that hand over and over and over again and just mess people up real good.
I always wanted to be Ryu also, but it felt like that was the obvious choice. Like I wanted to go against the grain a little bit. So
you went with Ken?
No, man, Blanca. Spam that electricity.
I will say Dulcim is another one that I chose because he was cheap as crap. Like, you can just extend the arms out and no one could even get close to you.
Yeah. Chun-Li was fun to play with, but you had to be good with her to really make something happen. So you liked it. Will you play it now?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to do it. I mean, I bought Street Fighter V when it came out. I do like the core Street Fighter games, and I like to dabble with them. I'll never get those elite skills,
Yeah.
But I love playing with like my friends on the couch. It's fun. So
I just want to go back and beat up some cars.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The bonus stages, man. It's so good.
I could never do it. I was never fast enough.
You gotta get that turbo controller out.
Gotta get good.
Super Punch-Out.
I only played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I've never played any of the other Punch-Out games.
You didn't even play? Did you play the one on the Wii?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is like a direct sequel to Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Obviously, you could tell by the Super Punch-Out. Has a few of the returning characters to fight against. It has a lot of new characters to fight against. All of them with their own quirky stereotypes associated with them. It's pretty uncomfortable. But you also have to realize when the game was made, so, you just go with it, I guess. My only thing with this game is I was always mad that they didn't include Little Mac.
Oh, he's not the main character?
Nope.
What? Who's the main character?
Just some other random dude. I need to confirm this because now I'm starting to question myself. Super Punch-Out. Oh yeah, I guess you are Little Mac. I'm thinking of the arcade version of Punch-Out.
I thought you were like the wireframe version of Little Mac, but you were still Little Mac because they brought that skin into Smash Brothers.
You're right. I swear there was a Punch-Out game where you weren't Little Mac. Oh yeah. Okay. So, the player controls a nameable boxer as he fights his way to become champion. So yeah, you are not Little Mac in Super Punch-Out.
A nameable boxer.
Yeah, you get to put your name in. And he's some blonde kid. And I mean, same premise, like you're still, much smaller and allegedly weaker than everybody else that you're fighting against. You know, you just gotta find their weaknesses. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you play Super Punch-Out enough, and you're just like, oh, that's Lil Mac. And just to have somebody else, and it never made sense to me why they decided to go a different route with a character that, like, wasn't that... I mean, it really honestly doesn't matter who you play as, but, like, why switch it up in the first place? I don't know.
Yeah. It's like a puzzle game, right? I'm trying to remember... I'm trying to remember, like...
You just have to wait for, you know... You have to learn the pattern of the people that you're fighting against. Learn when they punch, how they punch. Do they come from the left? Do they come from the right? Do they come from punch upwards? Do they, you know, hooks, jabs, uppercuts? So you have to learn their tails. As far as, like, when they're going to attack you, you have to learn how to defend it. Do you block it? Do you duck it? Do you bob and weave around it? Because, you know, depending on what you do, differs on the outcome. And then you have to learn when to attack as well. Like, when are they going to be vulnerable? When are you going to be punching and they'll be blocking, and you'll run your stamina meter down? You don't want to do that. So, yeah, it's all figuring out the patterns. Once you know the pattern, then it's just executing the pattern. It's a giant puzzle game, essentially.
So it's the Dark Souls of boxing games.
Yes. Except
or Punch Out the Dark Souls of Dark Souls?
Less controller throwing, I think.
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
The best fighter in Super Punch-Out. His name is Bear Hugger.
Bear Hugger.
He's a big old dude.
I'm sure he is.
He wears overalls.
Yep.
Right? Not coveralls, overalls.
Right.
Right. No shirt underneath.
Of course.
Big old bushy beard.
Yep.
Big old goofy grin.
Of course.
Guess where he's from?
Montana.
Canada, eh?
Oh, yeah. That didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Maple syrup.
Oh, dear.
He throws salmon at you.
Does he throw toonies and loonies as well?
He might, yeah, actually. It's pretty ridiculous. But he's my favorite because, you know, Canada. Anyway, I can't wait to play this game. I'm so excited.
I don't know if I'm going to play this one.
Well, maybe try it.
Maybe I'll dabble.
Maybe, like, just get through, like, the first couple guys. They're easy.
Yeah, I might do that.
Just so you could say, I get it. You know? I'm not telling you to get good at it, Colin. Castlevania 4. Sorry, I was seeing Roman numerals and suddenly...
It does look like 7
Yeah.
from the little itty-bitty screen.
Yeah. Super Castlevania 4. I'm sorry.
I've never been a Castlevania fan.
I've played a couple. I played the ones on NES. I don't think I ever played any on the Super Nintendo, so this will be brand new for me.
Yeah, I played the ones on the NES Classic. I think I briefly played... No, I did play Castlevania 64, which I liked, but apparently it is like regarded the worst in the series.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like it.
I mean, you're just not a Metroidvania type of gamer, Colin.
Maybe that's what it is, but I've played those types before, and I've liked them.
You like Metroidvania games as long as they're not Metroid or Castlevania.
That's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only game that I could think of that it's Metroidvania that
Say
I
Axiom
beat
Verge.
What?
Say Axiom Verge.
No, Child of Light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played Child of Light.
Same thing.
Like marathon that game. It was so much fun.
Sure.
No, but I'm definitely gonna play Super Metroid. But I doubt I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
If Super Metroid's like, oh man, I love this so much.
Yep.
I need another one of these type games. I might jump in there, but. Ugh.
I want to say I'll fire it up, but I just don't see myself doing it.
Honestly, I want to play Symphony of the Night because that's apparently the best one, and
Yeah.
I've had that on my Xbox One just sitting on my hard drive for well over 2 years, so I just
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, not so much.
Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yes, this is another one that I played. This one, Super Mario World, and Street Fighter were like the holy trilogy for me of games at my cousin's house.
Yeah.
I'd always swap between those three.
Yep.
We would always get to the world where all of the alligators and stuff were all metal, and I just could never get past there. It was just too hard.
Yeah, this game was bananas, dude. It was the art style of how they made the jungle look and everything just blew my mind. Because I was used to like sprite-based games and like that very distinct 16-bit graphic style. Then Donkey Kong Country comes around and it's like, nah, we're gonna be different. We're gonna make you. We're gonna show off the power of the system.
They looked so real.
Yeah.
The animations look so real, and even like the idle animations, you'd have like Diddy taking off his hat and scratching his head and put his hat back on. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then like after they made that, you go back to another Nintendo game that comes out after, and it's like, oh wait, no, we're back to sprites. Okay. What's going on here? How did this game get so much better than all the other ones? Just graphically speaking.
Yeah, it's totally unique visually. And then I always loved the different animals you could ride and different animals you could turn into. Like, that was one of the most exciting things is going in the underwater level, which I normally hate underwater levels, but finding that dolphin, you're like,
Swordfish.
Oh, man. What's that?
Swordfish.
Yeah, swordfish. You're right. Swordfish. And then just, like, poking all the enemies out of the way. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Or bringing a rhino and ramming into, like, a secret area.
Yeah. The bonus levels where you're collecting on the little gold statues of the animals.
Yeah.
The ostrich floating down.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun too. Yeah. And then obviously the what's it called? The cart level.
Oh, the mine carts.
Yeah, that's like one of the most iconic video game levels of all time.
Yep.
Now that's a control throwing level for sure.
Yeah. So good though. Man, I love that game so much.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
I can't wait for that one.
It's cooperative too. Like, that was another thing, is like my cousin and I could play together. Once Donkey died, I could switch and be Diddy. Like, that's so much fun. I mean, I guess
if you
that's how
played
Mario...
with a second player, they would mess you up all the time. That was the best, is being second player and just trolling.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just gonna jump in this ditch. No, what are you doing?
So good.
Yeah. Get on my back, monkey. Mega Man X.
I mean, I played Mega Man 2 to death. I played Mega Man... Which was the Mega Man on PlayStation 1? Was that Mega Man 8?
Whew, I don't remember.
It was like one of the last ones that they made. So those are the only two Mega Mans I played a lot of.
Okay.
And I think I played Mega Man, the 3D one, on 64 briefly as well. So did you play Mega Man X?
I think so. I don't... There's
they blend together.
I didn't. I don't think I ever went to the X ones. I think I just stuck with the core Mega Man titles. I don't very distinctly remember playing the Mega Man X series. And I'm excited though.
X is a separate series. It's not like it's not part of the...
No, X doesn't signify like the number.
No, I know it didn't signify the number, but I thought maybe it was like I don't even know. I guess I have no idea what this game is. Is X the one that has the Zero character, the red guy with the ponytail?
No, Zero's in much before that. So there's Mega Man X, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, X8, Extreme, and Extreme 2.
Of course, Extreme. I mean, that's the next logical step.
Right. Yeah. So there's
in addition to Mega Man 1 through whatever.
Right. So the X series, yes, was different. I don't... Other than like him having like that red jewel thing on the front of his helmet, I'm not entirely sure what made them different. Man, Game Boy Color had Mega Man Extreme.
That's really weird.
In 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Game Boy?
Let
Like
that Game
OG
Boy,
Game Boy?
Color Mega Man
Boy?
Extreme 2000.
Wasn't the Advance out by then?
Yeah, probably.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Mega Man X was released in 1993.
Yeah,
And then 94, 95, 97. Yeah, then it just started getting really weird.
I mean, I like Mega Man, and I like the core mechanics, and the character designs are super cool of all the enemies and everything. But like those games they just blend together. Like I just don't feel like, for me, and I'm sure there's tons of Mega Man fans out there that like are just obsessed over this stuff. But for me, like it's not really that unique game to game personally.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so the plot is a continuation of the preceding series, Mega Man. The gameplay introduced new elements to the Mega Man franchise, including the ability to dash and climb walls.
Oh, okay.
So
that's kind of a cool
vertical.
mechanic to add.
Yeah, I can't recall ever playing a Mega Man X game of any sort.
I'm totally going to play this one.
Yep, I need to now.
Very curious.
I look forward to talking to you about that. Kirby Superstar.
I have no idea what this is. It says 8 games in 1, so I'm assuming it's a compilation.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, like, how many Kirby games were made? I thought it was just the NES and the Game Boy one.
I don't think it's a compilation of previous Kirby games. I think it's like a collection of mini games.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, because it was competitive.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I mean, I'll check it out.
Kirby games are hit and miss.
I like Kirby quite a bit.
I do too, but this one seems odd.
I'll definitely check it out. Probably won't play it very much, but definitely check it out.
I don't remember it at all. So, speaking of Kirby, Kirby's Dream Course. Yeah.
Now, is that a sequel to Kirby's Adventure from NES?
No.
Oh,
Kirby's Dream Course is he's basically think of Kirby as like a golf ball on a miniature golf course. Except nothing's hitting him, he's just rolling.
So it's kind of like the what was that DS one where you like drew him and he
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like those type games.
Yeah.
They also had one on the Wii U, the Rainbow one. That was really fun too. So
that was more like getting through a level. This is just like you're in one spot and there's these obstacles and there's dips up and down and like bumps in the road and everything, and you essentially just have to figure out how to get Kirby in the hole like a golf ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Except it's Kirby and you're not hitting him, you're just rolling him.
I like Kirby.
Yeah, it's a fun
Kirby's
game.
super cool.
Kirby's good because you could do so many things with him, you know. Final Fantasy 3 or 6.
Yeah.
Depending on where in the world you live.
I really want to play this game.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like so high regarded as one of the best JRPGs ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also kind of just want to watch a YouTube videos of the story and just not bother with the actual gameplay. I have a very low tolerance for turn-based games.
Mm-hmm.
I just get bored so quickly. Like Pokemon is the one exception where I don't mind it, but for some reason Final Fantasy games
it still feels like a stretch sometimes with Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a struggle, especially after like the 5th wild Pokemon. You're like, oh, I do this again. I can't. I just want to move like 2 steps forward instead of encountering other Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
And I have a feeling Final Fantasy is going to be like that, where I'm walking around and I do random encounters all the time. But I definitely want to check it out just to see where the hype is for this, like why it is considered the best. Like I literally know nothing about this game. I just hear that everybody talk in such high regards of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have time to play this?
No.
Yeah.
Are you, I mean, I've got Destiny and Mario. Like, those are, you know. And I honestly, I would much rather put more time into Super Metroid and Link to the Past than Final Fantasy 3/6. But I like the idea that it's there if I ever do want to get into that.
Yeah. I'm just going to look up something real quick here. How long to beat Final Fantasy 3/6? A speed run. The speed run record is 9 hours and 24 minutes. Average for the main story, 36 hours.
That's actually way less than I thought. I was thinking like 60, 80.
The main story plus extras, about 42 hours. And for completionists, it's about 70 hours. Average. That's the average. If you're playing through it leisure, the main story is 50 hours. Yeah. I still need to beat Final Fantasy 15. Maybe I'll go back and do that instead. Yeah. Thanks for putting this game on here. It's really cool, and people are going to love it.
Yeah, people really love this game.
Just not us.
Are you sure, Josh? I know you're a big Final Fantasy guy.
Did you hear the kind of funny theory about Octopath Traveler?
No.
Tim and Greg were talking about how Octopath Traveler, Project Octopath Traveler, just feels so good, you know? And the playstyle is just familiar. And they're like, what if? Just what if? That's really Final Fantasy 16. And they just haven't revealed it yet.
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. I mean, I'd be happy for the people that like those types of games. Sure. I really like 15's gameplay because it's much more action-oriented and combo-oriented. Right. But I know a lot of like traditional Final Fantasy fans were not thrilled with that.
Right.
So I don't mind them switching up. That would be really cool, though. That would be an amazing like turn of events.
Yeah. Like, ta-da!
But it would be Switch exclusive, which would be kind of a crazy...
I mean, doesn't have to remain Switch exclusive.
Yeah, but still, like, it is going to be exclusive for a little while, which would be kind of crazy.
Why not, though?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Anyway. Star Fox.
Star Fox.
What is there to say about Star Fox?
On-rail space shooter. Felt like an arcade.
This?
Yeah. I will play it. Yeah, okay. Just for just out of curiosity.
Get the first chapter under your belt.
Yep. So I can get that Star Fox 2.
Which isn't that good either.
Yeah, apparently not so good. Which is not really surprising.
Nope.
I don't know who expected a canceled game that came out in the early 90s with like really bad 3D graphics to be good. Right. And I think it's also silly that people are giving flack to these game journalists that are saying it's not good.
Yeah.
And that they should review it in the context of the 90s.
God, get out of here.
It's like,
in the 90s, it wasn't good enough to be released.
Yeah. Miyamoto put the kibosh on it for a reason. So.
I mean, look, if Nintendo knows how to do anything, it's to cancel and not release bad Star Fox games. They are super good at never releasing bad Star Fox games, Colin.
Yeah, they've never done that. Never. Ever. Not in recent memory.
Never. Nope. Mm-mm.
Never happened.
They hold those suckers and never release them.
Yeah, I don't know.
They definitely don't pack in free games to make you feel better about buying a really bad one.
Yeah, they've. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's
me neither. No, Star Fox was fun. I'll play it for a little bit. I'll be like, yeah, it's Star Fox. This one feels better than the Wii U one.
I'm just excited to see all those FX, graphics.
Yeah.
On my 4K TV. It's gonna look really good.
Yeah. Woo.
Really excited about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Super Mario World 2. Yoshi's Island.
I think
The most confusing sequel in the history of video games.
I think it was last year that I first heard that this was the sequel to Super Mario World. Because I've only heard people reference it as Yoshi's Island. And my assumption was... and I've played the game before.
Uh-huh.
And my assumption was it was a Yoshi game, not a Mario World game.
Well, it is a Yoshi's game.
We just say it's his island, so...
Yeah. I, as a kid, could never wrap my head around this being a sequel to Super Mario World. Like, when this game was coming out, I'm like, ooh, there's going to be a Super Mario World 2? Like, the first one was so dope. I can't wait to play the second one. And it's like, well, now you play as Yoshi, and you're baby Mario, and you're on an island with a bunch of new enemies that you've never seen before, and it's fun, but there's something a little off with it, you know? It wasn't a Mario game.
Mechanically, this is the one where if you got hit, baby Mario would fall off and cry in a bubble.
Yep, bubble up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did Yoshi have the little constipated jump thing? He did. Okay.
Flutter hop.
Yeah. Did any of the characters from this game carry over?
I don't know.
That's kind of what I'm more curious about, because I was always fascinated with the whole Doki Doki Panic Super Mario Brothers 2, how they took so many characters from that game that never
except the
came
bosses. Why can't we see those bosses?
No, Birdo. Birdo's still there.
Birdo wasn't ever a boss.
Birdo was a boss.
Sorta.
Birdo was totally a boss.
Kinda.
Totally.
Not like the rat or the snake.
No. Yeah.
Or
what's the big bad? Yeah, Ward. That guy's. I think that guy came back though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, I always thought that was weird that they brought all those characters into a game that wasn't released in Japan until years later.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember specific enemies in Yoshi's Island. I remember collecting the little daisies, the little flowers, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuck around.
Yeah, that carried over to Yoshi Story. Actually, all the Yoshi games have that.
Yeah. I'm excited to play it again. It's a good game. It's fun. It's just, why do we need to call it Super Mario World 2? You know?
To sell copies.
Yoshi's Island. Why do we even have to have Baby Mario? Why can't we just have a game of just Yoshi? Why can't we have a free-range roaming Yoshi?
To sell copies.
That's true. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars.
Never played it.
Really?
Yep, another one of those high-regarded games that just...
Yeah. This is my first introduction to RPG games.
Is it turn-based?
Yes. Yeah. I can't remember. It's been a while.
It's been a while. High-regarded things. I just never played them. I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so it's even if I went to my cousin's house and they had this, it's one of the things you have to sit down and play for 60 hours to actually benefit from. And I think, let's see. I don't think I don't think I knew anybody that even had this game.
Yeah, I don't remember buying it, but I definitely remember having it, acquiring it somehow. Maybe I borrowed it from a friend or a cousin or something. I don't really remember. But yeah, it was fun. I remember thinking, oh, this is a Mario game. I don't know what the RPG means, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. It's oh, this is a completely different Mario game. Familiar with all the characters, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Did this game ever come out on Wii U? I feel like this is a highly coveted game. It hasn't been released in many places.
I don't remember it ever coming to Virtual Console or anything.
Yeah. Because I feel like if it had, I would have bought it because everybody talks about it so much.
Right. It's one of those games.
With every intent to play and try for a minute and just don't play it ever again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably start it just to refresh my memory on what it was like, and There's no way I'm going to play through it all completely, but I'll fire it up. Contra 3.
Never played it, but I will play it because I love Contra games.
Okay, that was my next question. Is have you ever played Contra games before?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Dumb shoot 'em up games, so much fun.
Just bullet hell, just
That's right.
Gun. It's I mean Contra code, man. How could you go wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Contra 3. I'll play it. Sure, why not? Secret of Mana.
Yeah, no, I have no idea what this game is. Like, I've heard the name.
Yeah.
And I know there's 3 of them because people are like, I want the trilogy port to come to Switch. I'm like, that's awesome. I have no idea what this game is. Not a clue.
It's a RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's described as part Legend of Zelda, part Final Fantasy, with innovative 3-player mode thrown in for good measure.
With, SNES Classic that only has 2 controllers.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, Super Nintendo's only had 2 controllers no matter what, so...
You could get the little extender thing, though. There were some games that took advantage of it.
What? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure, whatever. Yeah, people like it.
Yeah, they sure do.
Got never gonna touch it.
Nice art on the cover there with nice leaves.
Main story is about 29 hours, it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Going up to about 70 for completionists. So, sit down, have a run at it, have fun. Not for me.
Yeah, if there's any listeners out there that are really into this game, I really would love you to email us, joysofgames@gmail.com, and just give us like a paragraph pitch of why this game is so great and why we should play it.
Yeah. I would love somebody to try to convince me to play it. I could tell you right now it will be hard to find me the time to play it. But I want to know why it's so highly revered. Why so many people just love and adore it. I want to know. We both do. Next up, Earthbound.
It's another one of those cult classics that I've just never played.
I remember hearing about it so much when it came to I want to say it was the Wii Virtual Console.
Wii U, because it never came out for the Wii. And the Wii U, it was actually an announcement at an E3.
That's right. Okay. It was the Wii U. And I remember I bought it, and I'm like, okay, got to finally figure out what is so great about this game. And I probably put 5 or 6 hours into it, and I decided, no, not for me. Like, it's oozing charm and style and cuteness and like really good storytelling. Like I get all of that, but just man, RPGs and me just don't click. Sadly.
Like any type or just turn-based?
For the most part, like unless it's like an action RPG. Yeah, just straight up RPGs, especially turn-based RPGs. Very few exceptions. Yeah.
That's fair.
Parasite Eve is like the exception to the rule.
I recently discovered, and I should have known this beforehand, that I get much more engaged in first-person games than I do third-person games, because I started Horizon Zero Dawn, and I probably put like 4 hours into it, and I put it down, and then my wife picked it up, and she started playing, and she just beat it yesterday, and I was thinking in my head, like the entire time I was watching her play, I never felt the need to like want to play this game,
right? Versus
I'll watch someone stream like Wolfenstein 2 and I'll be like, oh man, I really want to play this game like right now. So, or like even like a Bethesda game, like I'll watch someone play Fallout 4. I'm like, oh man, I should get back to Fallout 4 because that game was so much fun. And then I get back to it, I'm like, no, why did I do this? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we all have our genres that we gravitate towards. Like there's obviously exceptions. There are third person games that I play. Like I played all the Uncharted stuff, but
sure. Play through
Zelda. Yeah, but there's just some stuff just doesn't click with us. So.
I get it. Earthbound, like there's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely know that. It's one of those games where you got to have the time to sink into it to really get it. And I appreciate that people love it so much. I really do.
I think it's cool that Nintendo has let this game, this such a niche game, still be so prominent within their. Well, I wouldn't say that prominent like a Mario, but like still be alive, I guess, because like you think about it, you played Super Smash Bros. For the 64, and Ness was in it, and you're like, who the heck is this guy?
Yep.
Nobody's ever heard of this guy. And then obviously there's that cult following that followed him, that really liked it, and then they brought Mother 3 to the U.S., which nobody, or no, did they bring Mother 3?
No.
That's the one that got fan translated, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then Lucas showed up in Smash Brothers, and it's just like, and then they did the virtual console stuff. Like, it's such a, like, their sales numbers have to be so low on this thing, but I think it's so awesome that it's widely available. They don't have to pay, $300-$500 for the cartridge.
Right.
So, I do want to check it out just to kind of see what the hype is about it, but I think I'll be like you, where I'll get in and be like, yep, I understand, and I'm out.
Yeah.
So,
how long to beat Earthbound? I just love doing this for all these long RPG games. Main story for Earthbound, about 37 hours.
I just want to say that it's incredible that these games are as large as they are for when they were released.
Yeah. Yeah. But, good news, Colin. Completionists get done in about 40 hours. So it's only going to take you a couple extra hours to fully complete the game.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just want to know what that weird robot thing is on the cover. That's honestly like my biggest curiosity, because I go to the Retro Game Expo, and they always have this thing available for sale somewhere, and it's in this gigantic box that's probably the size of the Super Nintendo console box. And I'm always like, what the heck is that thing? I don't understand. What is that thing? So, if anything else, if I can discover what that weird gold robot thing is,
have you ever seen
satisfied.
Thor?
Thor?
Yeah.
The movie?
Yeah.
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 Is that who that is?
Don't you remember?
Oh, man, that is who that is. Idris Elba. I didn't know he was on the cover.
Yeah, Marvel and Nintendo did this weird cross-promotion back in the day. It's really crazy.
All right, where's his staff? Oh, is that what the game's about? You getting Idris Elba's staff back?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to play this now.
Spoiler.
Even more.
Finally, Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
I have heard that this game is so hard it's broken.
Yep. Which is why I'm going to have fun trying to run through it.
At least it's got that restore point thing, so like,
yeah.
And the rewind feature too, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's a side-scrolling platformer. The original Ghouls and Ghosts on the NES was a lot of fun. I don't remember particularly playing this one on the Super Nintendo, but you're a little knight dude, and you run through and try to defeat enemies and ghouls and ghosts along the way, and yeah, side-scrolling platformer at its finest.
Do you remember when video stores would let you rent consoles?
Oh yeah.
So we definitely rented the Super Nintendo a couple times in my childhood, and we definitely rented this game as well. And the only reason I remember this game is because when you get injured enough, you basically just run around in underpants, and there's got like red spots. And I thought it was the funniest thing as a kid.
Right.
Like, it was just absolutely hilarious, even though I could never get past probably the first level.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're playing this knight that runs around in his underwear, it's pretty funny.
Yep. So I'll give it a shot. See what it's about. Will I beat it? Nope. Not a chance. It's too hard. But I'll have fun up until I get to that point where it becomes too hard. So
the game just wants you to put more quarters in.
Yeah, pretty much. just throw those quarters right in there. So that's the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition, Colin. Coming out tomorrow, or a couple hours from those midnight releases at Walmart. $80 MSRP. Comes with 2 controllers. Longer cables this time. Console still fits in the palm of your hand. I'm excited. I just hope I could get one.
We'll get you one.
One way or the other. If I have to steal yours, I will do it.
I'm excited next year, this time, when we start talking about the N64 Classic.
Yeah.
Because if that's going to have 4 controllers...
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm so...
Just
so
do it,
happy.
Nintendo. Charge me extra money. I don't even care.
I don't care. We'll pay it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Steamworld Dig 2, Colin. It's a good game. I like it. Did you play the first Steamworld Dig?
No, I don't know really anything about this game, or the series for that matter. Everyone always says it's so great.
Mm-hmm.
I just never... It just never interested... The name doesn't interest me. I've never researched it past the name.
Basically, you're a robot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the Old West. Stick with me.
Okay.
Think Red Dead Redemption. But everybody's robots. I'm serious.
That sounds super weird. Right off the bat.
It's the Old West, but everybody is robots now because you're in the future. And they run on steam power, of course. Steamworld Dig. Basically, you have a pickaxe, and you dig down into the ground, and you find treasures, and then you take them back to the surface, and you sell them for money. And then you could buy upgrades to your gear. You could buy a bigger pack, a bigger or a better pickaxe to get tougher rock, because soon you start getting into different hardness of stones that require an upgraded pickaxe that you could bust. As you dig, you run into enemies that are hiding in the dirt and the rocks, and you have to fight them. You collect more jewels. You take them back to the top. You sell them. Rinse, repeat. You're basically just digging down. You're trying to look for secret entrances to secret caves that have different weapon abilities. It's also very Metroidvania, whereas it tells you like, hey, go on this little quest right here, and you will get this weapon or this item. So you have to find where that would be in the map, and it's pretty. It does a pretty good job, especially Steamworld Dig 2, of like indicating which direction you kind of have to dig. Getting to it sometimes is tricky because you might run into like an area that you just can't get through or past because you don't have the right equipment yet. So you have to go back up and around or over, or, make your way via tunnel system that you're digging to the particular thing to get the particular item that you could use to continue on in your quest elsewhere. So it's a lot of back and forth. They do have like travel points to where you get to a point and you uncover it, and then you could travel between that and the surface without having to climb all the way back up, which is nice. If you die, you keep some of your loot, but not all of your loot. Then you could sell it and you get money for it. All different kinds of gems. You can only carry so much of them. Yeah, and it's just, you just keep upgrading your guy and moving forward and completing quests as they come up. Like, there's a story that I haven't paid much attention to. I'm sure it's a fine story, but that's not interesting me. I just hit, the button to skip through it all. Tell me where I need to go, what I have to do to get there. Like, I just got a grappling hook so I could, like, swing around and climb up to places I wasn't able to get to before. There's, like, a jackhammer weapon that's steam-powered. Flashlight, like lanterns, not flashlights, lanterns. Yeah, it's just you just go along and upgrade your little robot dude and dig and dig and dig and dig and collect and dig some more.
So is there like an actual like end game to it, or do you just do it forever?
Yeah, no, they're totally. It's not like a Minecraft or Terraria type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, there is a story. It's just kind of hidden by the fact that you're just doing a lot of digging. Yeah.
Well, that sounds actually pretty fun. How much is it?
It was $20.
Okay, yeah, that's
15 or 20. Yeah,
that sounds really cool, and it's on Switch, right?
And it's one of those games where like I could be watching something and playing that at the same time, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything game wise. It's challenging enough to where I have to think about solutions every once in a while, but never too frustrating. it's pretty mindless overall. In a good way. You know, it's like I'm just digging and collecting, and it's very well animated. It's the artwork is fantastic, and cowboy robots. You know,
I mean, that's pretty legit.
yeah, steam powered robots. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's kind of a hard game to really explain, but once you start playing it and you just start digging with your pickaxe, and moving sand around and dirt, and you know, you'll get to like a block and it's like, oh, you have to hit that block 3 times before it explodes and you get to move into that square. Whereas like the soft dirt, 1 hit will disintegrate it. And then there'll be like giant stones that you can't break with anything, but if you dig underneath them and remove like the blocks that they're sitting on, it'll cause like an avalanche sometimes and just, you know, wipe out a big portion of the map for you. And then when you look at the map, it uncovers as you explore. So you're like, I've been in this part, and then like there'll be like this giant blacked out area. It's like, well, I haven't been there yet. And then you have to try to remember, why wasn't I there? Was it because I couldn't reach it? Was it because I got to rocks that I couldn't bust through yet? You know, and like there's tons of like just little hidden things everywhere. It's very generous with saves. Like I said, when you die, you just go back up to the surface. Your robot regenerates, and you have some, but not all of the loot that you had when you died. But you can also upgrade that ability to where once you max it out, I think when you die, you don't lose anything, which is nice, except having to start back up to the surface. But yeah, it's worth checking out, you know. And if you're unsure about it, like, it's one of those things, if it's ever on sale, like, definitely check it out. I swear it was free on PS Plus at one point, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Like the first one.
I should look and see if it's in my... Well, is it on PS4 or is it only...
Yeah,
or
it's on PS4.
Okay, so I could look in my... It might be in my library, and I don't even know about it.
Yeah, the first one, it launched as a 3DS exclusive, but then, like, 6 months after that, I think, is when it came to consoles. So, I swear it was free one month for PS Plus. But yeah, so the Switch version of Steamworld Dig 2 just launched, and I think it's coming out on consoles next week, I think, already. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, there'll be opportunities to play it. For me, playing on the Switch is, like, ideal, but Nintendo isn't always known to have sales on games, so
yeah,
you know. Probably pick it up in a Humble Bundle in a couple months for practically nothing.
Yeah, I think I'd still want to play it on Switch, though. Are you... so you never beat Doom. Are you interested in double dipping to play it on Switch?
Kinda. I'm just... mainly just to kinda see what it's like to play that game on a Nintendo console. A handheld Nintendo console. Like, I'm... morbid curiosity is pushing me to buy it just to be like, I am playing Doom on this thing. You know? It's so weird to me. I really liked Doom. I just never finished it. Something distracted me and I never went back. So I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I can justify buying it on the Switch, but I kind of want to.
Yeah, I'm just curious if like the convenience of Switch is what's driving the sales of a lot of these games. And they, the developer of Stardew Valley just tweeted that they got approved by Nintendo, and now they're just figuring out a release date for it, which means it's basically done.
I wouldn't be surprised if it releases next week.
They should release it before Mario. That's 100%. For sure.
Yep.
But yeah, like I have that game on Steam already, and I'm going to rebuy it on Switch because it's just the perfect. Well,
I mean, here's the thing: like when there's other people in the living room, that's where my PS4 is. It's either if I'm going to play a PS4 game, I have to tell everybody else that they're not going to be watching the TV and you're going to be watching me play a game, so go do whatever you're going to do, Or I can pick up my Switch, sit on the couch with everybody else, play a game, and still be present with, the family while they're doing whatever else they're doing. So,
Right.
like, I still prefer my PS4, like, for games. I mean, trophies and whatnot, but, I mean, it's just so nice just being able to sit there and not have to occupy the entire TV to play a game.
It's guilt-free gaming. That's the way
It
I
is,
look at
man.
it.
It's so true. Oh man, yeah. So I don't know. Are you going to
By Doom?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, I played that
Skyrim?
game a lot. See, I'm considering Skyrim because it's been a long time since I played it. I mean, that game. Gosh, I want to say that game came out in like 2011.
Sounds right.
So yeah, because it was like 11, 11, 11. I remember that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that's the last time I played that game, and it is this. I think it's the special edition version of it, so it's like upgraded graphics and stuff like that.
You even have the Master Sword and Link's tunic.
And that's the other thing is you get the Master Sword and you get Link's costume, and there's other amiibo unlocks that they're not talking about. Right. So
yeah,
that's pretty exciting for me.
Dude. What if? Okay, what's that game about?
What's it about?
Yeah.
I mean, you're this guy who is he's basically a dragonborn, and you're like the last of your kind, and you can talk to dragons and stuff and control.
What's the central theme?
Central theme. Yeah, dragons.
Okay. What's the most famous dragon in Nintendo's franchise stable?
Ridley.
Nope.
I mean, Yoshi's not a dragon.
Nope. Fire breathing. Wings.
I have no idea.
Charizard.
Oh.
What if the Charizard amiibo would bring that stupid dragon into Skyrim?
Oh, man.
There's no way Pokemon Company would go for that. But
no, they wouldn't.
What if?
Oh my gosh, that'd be incredible. That would sell 1 million copies right there. All the poker freaks would buy it just to see that.
Oh man, they'd have to remake those Charizard amiibo. There wouldn't be enough to go around.
Yeah, there wouldn't. No, they had to do a re-release for sure.
Mm-hmm. But what if?
I still can't believe those games are coming out for Switch, though. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, I get, but Doom and Wolfenstein, it's so weird.
L.A. Noire and...
Oh yeah, and L.A. Noire, that's another weird one. Like, why? There's so many like, what is up with that?
Just wait for them to announce Red Dead Redemption 2 for the Nintendo Switch.
Or Red Dead Redemption 1. That just like seems like so many random like old games are coming to it. So
look, Rockstar is bringing L.A. Noire to the Switch. Like,
yeah, they
are already talking to Nintendo in a good way, and that's good for everybody.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's like. Seriously, Nintendo is being very good to their fans right now.
This is how Nintendo is the prettiest girl in high school at the prom without a date. You know what I mean? Like, all the other guys are there, and they're just like, hey, do you want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? Hey, you want to dance? Hey, you want to go get some punch for you? Hey, you want to dance? You know? And Nintendo's just sitting back being like, I have my choices here. I could have one dance with this one, and I could have one dance with this one. And this fine gentleman's going to go get me some punch. Like, I don't feel like Nintendo is, like, having to beg and plead companies at this point to bring their software to the Switch. Maybe that's still the case. But it feels like that was the case with the Wii U, and everybody's like, I don't know about that. But now it kind of seems like everybody is starting to line up and clamor to put their software on the Switch.
Well, yeah, and like the Switch fans demand it too. Like every single time a new game is announced and Switch is not on the list,
right?
A bazillion comments are like, "Why no Switch? Why no Switch?" Like especially games like the Disney Afternoon Collection, which was on a Nintendo console originally, still not on Switch. And what was the other one that they announced? Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Like, that's not coming to Switch. Like, it's so weird. Like, these companies need to get on board. They need to understand, the ones that aren't on board already, need to understand, like, how important this platform is. And, like, people are willing to double dip for the convenience of a portable.
Look, we haven't even hit year one of the Switch. Like, this is all... Everybody's trying to play catch-up now. Because when it launched, nobody, except probably Ubisoft, was like, you know what? We have faith in this thing. Because everybody saw what happened with the Wii U. Nobody bought it. And publishers and developers aren't going to put games out on a console that nobody's buying. Because nobody's going to play them. Plain and simple. It's not worth development costs. Especially to port it to such a unique system, you know. But now, everybody's buying Switches. They can't, like, stay in stores to save their life. Everybody's waiting for more Switches. Everybody's buying, like, Mario Kart 8. It's a re-release of a game. Just hit over 1 million copies already.
Yep.
Like, people that own Switches, like, the attach rate for the games that are on Switch is ridiculous. 18 games released today on the Switch, Colin.
Holy crap.
18 games hit the eShop today. Did you even know that?
Nope.
That's insane, dude. Granted, most of them you probably don't need to worry about. However, did the Wii U even have 18 games?
I don't
total?
think so. I don't...
It's a good thing to be Nintendo right now.
Yeah.
They're doing everything right.
I think next year their E3 stuff is going to be like half first party and half third party.
Yeah.
Just because so many people are going to be on board.
Right.
Like, they're already on board. They're already showing they're already showing they're on board. But what's interesting is, like, they did that with the Wii U, and they announced Wii U. They're like, look at our partners and all this stuff. And I feel like half those quote unquote partners, just nothing ever happened with them.
Right.
Versus with the Switch, almost every single one of those partners have already either announced a game or have released a game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wait till PUBG comes to Switch.
I have no idea how that game could run on Switch. Maybe
they'll
do like
janky on PC. It'll run janky on the Switch too.
Maybe we'll do the chibi version like they're doing with the Final Fantasy 15.
I just don't know if the online infrastructure of Nintendo could hold a PUBG type of game.
True. Yeah,
but maybe that's what they're working on behind the scenes. You know,
who knows? Who knows?
Anyway, it's good to be Nintendo. Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition releases tomorrow. Hope everybody that wants one gets one. Highly recommend checking out Steamworld Dig 2 if you can, if you have time to fit it in. And then, yeah, we are gearing up for Mario Odyssey, my friends.
Yeah, 1 month from today.
Can't come out soon enough.
Nope.
Tomorrow, though, aside from all the fun, exciting Nintendo stuff, this sounds weird to say, Cuphead is released.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the panic button, folks. Cuphead is real. And next week, on our Xbox Week, we will talk all about it. Cannot wait. Colin, thank you for a fun episode tonight.
Yeah, thank you. This was great.
Where can the people find you on the internets and such?
They can find me on Twitter at PDX_geek. And if you're playing Destiny 2 on Xbox, be sure to add me on there. My gamer tag is Caboose's Hero.
Oh, did you update Mario Run today?
I have not. I heard that it got updated. Yep. I haven't played it yet, though.
It's pretty fun. Got me back in. I was like, yep, this is fantastic. Again.
Is there new levels?
Uh-huh. Sort of.
Sweet.
They're remix levels.
Hey, that's still
hard
good.
to explain.
Okay.
Check it out. It's fun. It's fun to go back. They made a good thing over there. It's a free update, too.
It's only $5, too, if you don't have it.
Yeah, they put it on sale.
It's great.
How could you beat that? You can find me on Twitter at The Noise with a Y. Follow the show on Twitter at Joys of Games. And you could email us. Please tell us about Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy 3/6 and Earthbound and all those fun games we're missing out on. joysofgames@gmail.com. Till next week, play some games. A whole bunch of them. Enjoy them. Good night.
Good night.